Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Priyanka Neela Krishnan Show with me, Priyanka Neela Krishnan. This is Enterprise Security Series, episode 57, and today's topic, the coworker you never hired. Quick note before we start, everything here is my own opinion and it's not tied to any employer, product, or vendor. This is my independent commentary, and I'm an enterprise data security product leader, author, and speaker. Some of my books include Autonomous Data Security, Jailbreaking, LLMs, and Problem Pioneering. Today, I want to talk to you about the strangest hire your company made this year. You did not interview this one. You did not run a background check. You did not even give it a laptop, but it has a login and it has keys to your data. And it works 24 hours a day without ever asking for a break. This is Enterprise Security episode 57, The Coworker You Never Hired. Picture 2 in the morning. Nobody is at their desk, and somewhere in your environment, an AI agent wakes up. It reads a support ticket. It decides it needs customer records to resolve it. It pulls the data, moves it into another system to draft a reply. Nothing broke. No alarm went off. No human approved a single step. That is not a science fiction story. That is a Tuesday. So the question is not whether these agents are working while you sleep. They are. The question is, what exactly are they allowed to touch and who decided that? Here's what actually changed and why this is different from the AI we talked about a year ago. A year ago, AI answered questions you asked, it replied. End of story. Khatam. Now AI acts. It's got the hands and legs. It clicks. It calls other systems. It reads and writes to your databases. And to do that, it needs an identity. It needs credentials, tokens, permissions. The same things a human employee needs. So somewhere along the way, without a big announcement, your AI stopped being a tool you use and became a worker with access. And most security teams are still treating it like a feature and not like an employee. Now, let me put some scale on this. For years, security was built around people. You had a certain number of employees and you managed their accounts. But every service, every script, every agent also has an identity. And in most companies today, these non-human identities outnumber the human ones. Not by a title, often by 10, 20, 50 to 1. Not small, but large number. The gap is bigger. Think about that. You have a whole security program, a whole team watching the humans, and the far larger population, the machines and the agents, is barely watched at all. The blind spot is not small. The blind spot is the majority. So when an agent goes wrong, and some will, it tends to go wrong in 3 ways. 1. It is over-permissioned. Someone set it up in a hurry, gave it broad access, so it would just work and never trimmed it back. Now, it can reach far more than its job requires. And 2. It is orphaned. The project ended. The person who built it left, but the agent is still running, still logged in, and still holding access nobody remembers granting. Number 3. It is impersonated. its credentials get stolen, and an attacker is now moving through your systems wearing the agent's badge. And because the agent was trusted, nobody looks twice, which means the attacker is now trusted. You might be thinking, we already do identity security, we'll just apply it here. And that is where it gets tricky. The human playbook assumes a person. It assumes someone shows up, logs in during the day, forgets their password, gets offboarded on their last day. Agents break every one of those assumptions. They do not log in at 9 and out at 5. They run constantly, 24/7. They do not forget passwords. They hold long-lived keys, and that is no last Friday. Nobody walks the agent out the building. The controls we spent 20 years building were designed for a workforce that sleeps. This one does not. If I had to name the single most dangerous part, it is standing access. Access that just sits there, always on, waiting. A human's risky access can at least be reviewed, questioned, revoked when they change roles. An agent's access often gets set once and then forgotten. It never expires. It never gets recertified. It is a door that was propped open for convenience 2 years ago, and everyone stopped noticing it was open. Attackers have absolutely noticed. Standing access is the thing they are hunting for because it is quiet, it is powerful, and nobody is watching it. So, what do we actually do? I'll give you 4 moves in order. First, inventory. You cannot protect what you cannot see, so find every agent and every machine identity you have. Most teams are shocked by the count. Second, least privilege and short-lived access. Give the agent only what its task needs and make that access expire. So it has to be renewed instead of living forever. Third, ownership. Every agent gets a human name attached to it, someone accountable, so it is never an orphan. And fourth is observability. Watch what the agents actually do, not just whether they are logged in. So when one behaves strangely, you see it that night and not 6 months later in a breach report. And that brings me to the uncomfortable question, the one I think every leadership team is going to face. When the agent makes the mistake, when it moves the wrong data or approves the wrong thing, who owns it? The vendor who built the model, the engineer who deployed it, the executive who approved the program. Right now, in most companies, the honest answer is nobody. And nobody is a very dangerous answer because it means when it goes wrong, everyone points sideways. Accountability cannot be automated. Somebody, human, has to own the agent on purpose before the incident, not after. So here's what I want you to take away. Your company hired a workforce this year that you never interviewed. It is fast, it is tireless, and it is genuinely useful. But it has access, it never sleeps, and in most places, nobody owns it. Treating agents like employees, giving them the least they need, an expiration date, a human owner, and someone watching. That is not slowing down AI. That is what lets you trust AI. If this made you think, please do subscribe, and because the next episode I'm going to be going deeper on this. I am Priyanka Neela Krishnan, I am an enterprise data security product leader, author, and speaker. Some of my books include Autonomous Data Security, Jailbreaking, LLMs, and Problem Pioneering. And the courses include Building Data Security Solutions from O'Reilly Platform and a course on AI DSPM, AI Data Security Posture Management. Thank you very much for watching, and go find out how many coworkers you have that you never interviewed or hired. Alright, stay safe, stay secure, be happy. This is me, Priyanka Neela Krishnan. Bye everybody.